Hey, what's going on YouTube? Brian here with Budget Yugioh, and today I'm presenting to you this budget Salamangreat deck. So there are no CYNET minings, there are no Phantasmays, and there are no Impermanence. So I do admit this deck might not be super competitive anymore without those options, but I made a couple choices here to try and change that. So it's as competitive as it can be for as budget as it is, if that makes any sense. So I was expecting to find a regionals winning deck. Maybe look elsewhere, but I do have some cool ideas in here that you might be able to benefit from. So let's just jump into the deck profile here. Alright, main deck 40 cards. Start off with the monsters. Of course, just one Gazelle. It feels pretty bad because basically this deck has been just turned into Gazelle Turbo. That's what Salamangreat has become. It's been reduced to. You still gotta play the one Gazelle because if you have this card, all of your plays are much stronger and more reliable. And basically the goal is still to get Gazelle out. Send a Salamangreat spell or trap to grave. Usually you want to send Roar or Rage, and then so you could set that on the first turn. So unfortunately, just the one. But we also have 3 Spinny. So Spinny is good. You do want to see in your opening hand, or you want to send it off of Gazelle or Foolish Burial. And 3 is the right amount because you gotta see the level 3s in this deck to really go into Mirage Stallion. The other 3 that I'm playing is Foxy. Again, this just enables plays because if you see 2 level 3 Salamangreats, regardless of which ones they are, you got basically a full combo with maybe one other card. And then but we have the 2 Jaguar. I'm playing 2 because in times when you draw one, you still want to have the other in the deck, so you could still either summon it off of Stallion or send it off of Gazelle. And then 1 Falco and 1 Foul. I was thinking of bumping up Foul just because it's good to have the extra Cybers and Salamangreat cards, but you never want to have 2 of these in your hand at once. So I'm just playing 1. And for another reason, it's good to have monsters that are over 1500 attack. So non-Salamangreat monsters, Lady Debug. It does suck if this gets hit by a hand trap, but that's why we're playing Called by the Graves. And this lets you get, because if you resolve Lady Debug and get Gazelle, that's full combo, essentially. And then we got 3 Flame Buffalo. Buffalo's good because it's level 3 Cybers, so it helps you get into Mirage Stallion. It also gives you extra draw power if you link this off, which is pretty good. We're playing 3 Backup Secretary. You really just need the level 3s, and plus there's Cybers, so that helps because it can get you into the Balinks, which can only use Cybers monsters. So there's the Crusadia Reclusio, which is probably way better than this card, but it's not Cybers, so I'm not playing it. And then for hand traps, we got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Essential for the Salamangreat deck because it is a fire and you can recur it off of Sunlight Wolf. So, and you get this in the structure deck, so you have to play it. Yeah, so I would definitely get copies of this. We got, for the other hand traps, we got 3 Effect Veiler. Veiler is still good, and it just stops a lot of things. You have to be smart about what you hit though nowadays. Veiler is good because it doesn't, it can't get chain blocked, and it's not once per turn, so if you have 2, it's not the worst thing in the world. So that's it for monsters. Let's go into spells. Got 1 Circle, also sad. Of course, this is just way too good for it to be at 3, but it just hurts because you kind of need Salamangreat spells because Sometimes Sunlight Wolf will not have very many targets to get back to your hand, and if you don't have it, then you're kind of just wasting the Sunlight Wolf. So one Sanctuary, you never want to draw into this. Funnily enough, just the one copy I draw into all the time. One Will the Salamangreat. I might bump this up to 2 because of how good it is at extending combos, and it can turn your brick hands into really good hands. And it can also OTK with follow-up turns. If your opponent doesn't clear your board, you play Will the Salamangreat, you probably are going to kill them if they have a monster up with this card, Fusion of Fire. I'm still main decking this at the moment. It might come out because it's more a control style kind of deck now. So Fusion of Fire is very good for finishing off your opponents because you can summon Violet Chimera after you use the Heat Wheel to change their monster's attack. So you can do like 9,000 points of damage off of that one card. It's a pretty crazy combo. Playing 3 Called by the Grave. Yeah, you really need this nowadays because you're very reliant on that normal summon of the Lady Debug or of the Flame Buffalo or whatever. You don't want to get ashed anymore. You don't want to get hit by Veiler. So Called by the Grave, important card to have. These are kind of expensive at the moment. I'm not sure if they're getting reprinted, but if you can, they're staples, so I would definitely invest in those. And then I'm playing, all right, you ready for my CYNET mining replacements? I'm playing 2 CYNET Backdoor. So what this card does, you can target one Cyburst monster you control. It's a quick play. You banish that monster, and then you add one Cyburst monster from your deck to your hand with an attack value lower of the monster that you just banished. So if let's say you have that Jaguar, or you have a Foul out, or you can CYNET Backdoor and then add Gazelle back to your hand, and then the monster you banish will come back next turn. This also has the effect to when a monster returns to the field, it can attack directly on that turn. I don't think that's ever going to be relevant, but the cool thing about this is that you can set it, and then once you go through all your negates, you can use this at your opponent's end phase, or you can chain it to dodge some banishing effects or something. So you can save your Sunlight Wolf and bring it back. The only problem with that is I think the Sunlight Wolf will not be considered reincarnated Link summons. But if you use this on Mirage Stalio, you can bring it back for your next turn and then link off into a Salamangreat with that, and then you get a free bounce. So it can kind of throw your opponent off loops. It's just that this card isn't really the best CYNET mining replacement because it's not as instant as the CYNET minings. That's why it's called Backdoor, man. But I'm testing these out, and they're good if you have a decent hand, I will say that. But these don't turn a terrible hand into a great hand. So that's the problem with this. The good thing is that these are like 25 cents, so I have no problem with spending that 25 cents on those. One Foolish Burial. This will just help you get Spinny to the graveyard. Or Foxy. Sometimes you want to send Foxy too. If you have maybe you have a Jaguar in hand, you could send Foxy, which would be pretty good. Playing for traps, 1 Roar and then 2 Rage. I was thinking of playing 2 Roar and then 2 Rage, but I decided I'm going to cut the Roar because I need space for some hand traps. And I actually want to add Ghost Ogre to this deck, but I'm waiting for that to arrive in the mail. And I'm going to figure out what to cut for that. But Ghost Ogres are very good, and they're like $4 each right now, which is somewhat budget. Last trap I'm playing, Solemn Judgment, 3 of them. This card's a little more expensive now that it's gone to 3. So what these ultras were like $4 each or so, but that's still in the realm of budget, right? So Solemn Judgment, very powerful because if you just set this and then you had like 1 Roar, that's already 2 negate almost anything, right? That's pretty powerful. Considering you just have a board of Sunlight Wolf, Mirage Stalio, and like Jaguar, and these 2 set face down, I would say that's a pretty strong board against a lot of decks because you can choose what to negate, right? So unless they have back row destruction, you're not really going to be pressured to make a move. If they are a combo deck, you can just kind of sit on and wait for them to summon anything that has a problematic effect or a strong link monster that they have to commit a lot of resources to. The Solemn Judgment, super powerful. I think it being at 3 is a problem, but I don't see everyone spamming it too much nowadays. Alright, link monsters, or extra deck monsters, I'm sorry. It's mostly links, but playing triple Bay links, search out that Sanctuary and basically extend your combos because any of your Salamangreats can go into this with just one monster, which is really good. 3 Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf is essential to the deck. They're only like a couple bucks maybe, but you gotta run through them. It's just standard Salamangreats. And then 2 Heat Leo. Heat Leo's, I find it's really good because it's a link 3 for Rage, which pop 3 is ridiculous. But also you summon it and then you can spin a spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field back to their deck. And then when you reincarnate, you can do that again on the same turn. I find that's pretty strong. And then also it has the pretty good link arrows with the down backs. So I like that. And then playing 1 Hita, the Fire Charmer. People play this because it's pretty good with everyone playing Ash Blossom. It can help you link climb. So you summon this as a link 2, and then you can special summon Ash Blossom from your opponent's graveyard or any other fire monster that they happen to have, right? And then this also has the effect where if it's destroyed by a battle or opponent's card effect, you can add a fire monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck or, to your hand. So, you know, it floats. It's, you know, it's never really like too bad to have out. All right, and then we go into the next seed monsters. 2 Mirage Stallion. I think 2 is very good because having the extra one allows you to do, you can YOLO, sign that backdoor, get that Gazelle, and then bring this back and then link this off and not care. And because you could just make another one next turn. Because you can use each of their effects once per turn, so it also has the detach the special summon Salamangreat from your deck in defense mode. So that can come up. And then I'm playing 1 Abyss Dweller. I think this card against certain decks, you just summon this and they can't do anything. So you gotta play 1 Abyss Dweller. And then I have 1 Baguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. I'm probably gonna cut this card. I just bought this to see if I like it. I don't think I like it that much, but against certain decks, it will shut them down and allow you to just build up advantage. So for now, I'm keeping it in, but I do think I'm gonna change up this extra deck a little bit. And then I have 2 Violet Chimera. I have 2 because I was playing a second Fusion Fire and I cut that, and I haven't fixed up this extra deck yet, but you gotta play at least 1, and then either main deck or side deck that Fusion of Fire. This just enables the OTKs to close out games. A lot of the time you don't need it, but it's always good to have because there's a lot of decks nowadays that can come back off of 1 card, which I'm not sure if I like that aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh, but no. If your opponent has life points, they're still in the game, pretty much, right? Unless you have like super heavy card advantage on them. But Chimera is still a good card, and it enables your Heat Leo combos. So that's the budget deck for today. I will be updating this as I see fit and as I do more testing, but so far it's been able to do decent, you know. We'll see. I do have the super polys. I might try siding those, seeing how that works out, but I don't think super polys even budget anymore. It's like $15 for a common, so let's see. Hopefully, if you enjoyed this video, you can give this video a like and a subscribe. Starting up this YouTube channel to help budget players with their Yu-Gi-Oh deck building and knowledge. So if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, peace out, guys.